World War II British leader Winston Churchill referred to the Allies' first major victory in North Africa as the end of the beginning. His intent was to give people hope, even though he knew the eventual end of the war was far off in time. Churchill knew that when people had hope, they could transcend time and be about their present reality. The Advent season plays with our notion of time. We're about to celebrate the greatest event in all of human history, which happened over 2,000 years ago, the birth of Jesus. Advent also presents us with a future, the end of time, when Christ will come again. The early Christians drew hope from the belief that the end would come soon, Christ coming in glory. For us, a people caught up in a troubled present, the Advent season may lead us to feel a bit adrift. Christ was born in time but hasn't yet returned in glory. What exactly do we celebrate? Here's a suggestion from Scripture scholar Father Eugene Laverdiere. He sees a deeper meaning in the first line of Mark's Gospel, which will be our companion for many Sundays in the year ahead. Mark leads off with a unique statement: the beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ, Son of God. Okay, you might say that's the introduction to the first few verses. But what if that sentence describes the whole gospel which follow? What if the 16 chapters we're about to hear proclaimed, more or less, was in fact just the beginning of the good news of Jesus Christ? Mark's community faced conflict and persecution, betrayals and denials. But as Father Laverdiere writes, when so many were overwhelmed by what seemed to be bad news, Mark boldly proclaimed the beginning of the good news. Father Laverdiere speculates that Mark was telling his readers, this isn't the whole story. You will hear who Jesus is, what he did, what happened to him, how people reacted. But then I'm going to let you finish the story. In effect, the Gospel's readers were the rest of the story, as the radio commentator Paul Harvey used to say. Those early Christians were intended, along with us, to learn from what Jesus had begun, how to live here and now, as told in Mark's story of the beginning of the good news of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And so must we.